Being Funny in a Foreign Language, the new album by British pop rock band The 1975. I don't know too much about the symbolic meaning of the album art, but all I do know is that Bro is doing the most diabolical orange justice I have ever seen. I'd like to share some of my first thoughts and impressions after listening to this album twice so far. When the singles were released, they were quite hit or miss for me. Part of the Band I think's an amazing song. The fun, fluttering brass during that chorus section, mixed with those strings, I think is just so beautiful. The falsetto vocals laying elegantly on top of all these layers that are going on around you. But then other tracks like I'm in Love with You, I just think are so cheesy. I just can't really enjoy it because it feels a bit too superficial. I'd like to talk a little bit about lyrics as well. I never really took to the 1975's lyrics as well as other bands, but actually I think when I started to relax and lean back a little bit, I think I can actually really enjoy some moments here. They can be quite goofy, you know, selling petrol and whatnot, and you've definitely got some moments here which are a bit like that, but I think the attitude and the confidence that they're sung with, when I relax a bit and just lean into it, I actually quite enjoyed them. And there were just some plain great examples of lyricism here. I mean, Vaccinista, tote bag chic baristas sitting east on their communista keisters. What? How'd you come up with that? I think that's so cool. Some of my favourite lyrics on this album though were on the track Wintering, which I think is the best song on the album. I've been at uni for 2 and a bit years now, which is a horrible thought. So I've been living away from my family for quite a while. But I'll always come home for the Christmas holidays, and that song awakens some immense nostalgic feeling inside me. Despite all the bickering at Christmas time, coming home and catching up with old family friends in the co-op, despite all of this, I'm still coming home on the 23rd. And I think the song's done a real great job, both tonally and lyrically, of capturing that feeling. It's also just a bop. It's just a tune. It's just cool. Tracks like Happiness felt a little bit more like what I'd expect from the 1975. I'm currently in the process of listening to all these big artists, so I haven't listened to every bit of 1975 work yet, but from their work that I have listened to, this feels a lot more familiar. I also quite liked All I Need to Hear. I don't think it'll be the sort of track that I have on repeat all day, but I like the feeling it's got, I like the simplicity, I think it does work to make it charming. And I can really imagine in my head the writing process for that song being sat in a room with a guitar and just singing what comes to mind. Then there's a few other tracks which, to be honest, passed me by on the first 2 listens, but maybe I'll listen to them again. One of them being About You. I think that's quite a cool track anyway. I think the echoey, reverberating space is quite cool. That's about all that I picked up on the first 2 listens of this album, but I will say the first impressions that I've got have been very good. I've got no nostalgic connection to the 1975, yet the feeling it kind of gives me of like youthfulness and hope in some ways, I quite like it. So what did you guys think? Did you like the album? Do you not? Are there moments that you didn't expect? Let me know either in the comments or head over to my TikTok @JohnnyCheese, where I like to talk about music more regularly. I'm looking forward to seeing more videos about this album. I think it's been received quite well, and I'm interested to see how these thoughts develop as time goes on. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next video. See ya! I like my men like I like my coffee, full of soy milk and so sweet it won't offend anybody, wow.